I would tell a prospective student who is going to Cal State San Bernardino to give it their all. Just jump in. Don't test the waters, just go for it. If you fumble, that's the beauty of Cal State San Bernardino. They will help you. That there are people there who will help you through it. So just go for it. If you need to do a hybrid class, online class, classes in person, if you need to do a smaller load, if you need to do a quicker load, so just go for it. It's worth it. California State University, San Bernardino was my college of choice for my master's degree in educational admin and my doctoral degree in education for a lot of reasons. Number one was location. I think that's pretty important to go to a school that I'm able to be a mother. I'm able to go to work, be a full-time teacher as well while pursuing higher education. I also like the Cal State University systems. So I did my undergraduate also at another Cal State, and Cal State University systems are meant for the people, and they provide back to communities in a first-hand response. And so I think that Cal State University systems in general was my top priority for higher education. There are two professors that immediately come to mind as being the most influential people at Cal State San Bernardino during my experience. My first one was Dr. Becky Simbera. She helped me with language when speaking in conflict. And she was, I think, I don't know why she was the first professor that actually had a direct, Katie, say this. Because I was getting into tiffs. I was getting into arguments with people in classes because we need to deal with anti-oppression. We need to deal with anti-racism. We need to have these hard conversations. And I didn't have the patience at the time to have those conversations. And Dr. Simbera really took me under her wing and helped me with the language to use to get through to people of varying perspectives. Getting a higher education was important to me for, again, a lot of reasons. I don't want to keep saying a lot of reasons, but my mom, single mom, she raised me. We struggled. And my mom kept saying, like, education will get you out of the struggle. So I wanted to make her proud. I also have two young children. I kind of need to go up the salary steps pretty quickly. And the more education you have, the higher you are in salary pay. I also am a lifelong learner. I'm young, and so I need to be as credible as possible. So the more education I have, the more credibility I get, the more I can make systematic change, the more I can make policy change, specifically in education as my field. But the more education I have, I feel like the more doors have been opening for me, therefore for my children and for my mom. So the thing that surprised me the most was dealing with financial aid. I could not figure it out. When do I do financial aid? What box do I push? Where's my to-do list? Where do I do that? Why are we doing Blackboard and Canvas? I'm so confused. What is a SOT? Where are these SOTs? Why am I getting so many emails? I get so many emails. But now that I'm getting a hang of it, I'm like, okay, I got it. In the beginning, though, I was very surprised at the demand that's needed of a student. It is not just going to class. You also need to go to town halls. You also need to fill out surveys. You also need to make sure that you are doing what you can to not do the bystander effect. So I was surprised at how holistic Cal State San Bernardino is. And I was surprised that I wasn't even as a graduate student, I still wasn't prepared going back to school for, and I already did my undergrad, but I just wasn't prepared for how much you need to do and how important it is. Every email is important. You have to find time to get it all done. I want to be a positive statistic for Cal State San Bernardino, showing that their hard work, their executive models, and their different class platforms have helped me. So in my immediate future, I'm going to finish, period. Self-fulfilling prophecy. And then later on, I want to become some sort of administrator in higher management so that I can change policy. And then I always want to give back. Cal State San Bernardino has given me so much. I want to make sure that in the end I give back to my college, whether that be in teaching there potentially, whether that be in providing funds, whether that's just going to and supporting different caucuses or coalitions. But that's my future goals. The College of Education is helping me define my future by helping me see wider. It's helping me see different identities. It's helping me see different educational platforms or strategies or tactics or different cultural perspectives. It's truly helping define who I want to be as a transformative leader by giving me the basis, the different types, and then how I'm going to move forward. I love the professors the most with the College of Education. I have had a wide range of professors, and with every new professor, I get a new perspective. I like the diversity that I get. I don't want to just hear the same dominant white response. I want to hear other people's experiences, and I want to see and feel it and be able to then apply the different cultural understandings that comes from my professors and my peers. All right, so I've had some big obstacles and some little obstacles. When I think of obstacles, I think of a jar, and you've got your priorities. You have to get the big stuff in first, and then all the little stuff can kind of slide in. But when those obstacles are so big, like simply paying for college or being so worried about all the extraneous stuff, that my big rocks in my jar sometimes almost didn't fit. So for example, when I started my undergrad degree, I could not pay for housing. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do for housing. So I got a credit card and I just started putting my rent on my credit card. And then before you knew it, my credit card bill was huge. And that big rock, that big obstacle started to overcome all of my classes and things like that. I was able to get it under control, but that obstacle was pretty huge. So I think I do go back to finances as being a big obstacle for school. What motivates me personally and professionally really stems from my family. I have two little children, and they need to see it. They need to see that we can be positive human beings in our society. We need to be as educated and as open-minded as possible. We need to see that there are different ways of doing things. People get into this fixed mindset or this box, and that's just not how I want to raise my children or my classroom children or my peers, my friends, my family. So that's a big motivator personally. And then professionally, I want to be someone who can bring theory into application. I want to be that bridge. And that motivates me every day to make sure that I am doing my readings, that I am citing my information, and that I am taking things into the staff room conversations to make it applicable to my peers and coworkers. So that my motivation comes internally. I have a lot of intrinsic motivation, just to make change, to be a servant leader for my community. In the end, I chose Cal State University of San Bernardino because it allowed me to define my own future and define how I wanted to take my transformational mentality and sort of identity and into my community. That's why you should choose Cal State San Bernardino too.